initiation into the divine path of God realization, liberation of your inner self, liberation even more so of your soul and spirit. There are many spiritual paths, but not all lead to the highest divine abodes. Many spiritual paths are focused on the initial spiritual awakenings, chakras, kundalini, inner light, love in the heart. Majority of spiritual paths are oriented in the Brahmanda region, which is the cosmic regions of our universe, and how to be freed from duality into the light that sustains our universe. This is where most of the jnana, bhakti, karma, raja, nada, mantra, and many other types of yoga masters guide their devotees, initiates. There are very few paths that lead to the Par Brahmanda region, which is already beyond the grip of the negative force, Lord Kal Niranjan. So most of the gurus that are very famous in the history, especially in India, very few would guide the souls to Par Brahmanda. And to find a Sadguru who would guide the soul to the divine regions is as rare as finding a specific pebble on a rocky seashore, miles wide. For Sadgurus are only few, and therefore assistance is most needed, because it's so easy to be assumed that I can do it myself. Reading books will get you nowhere on a higher regions. Many paths will lead you in circles or even to the unwanted places. And there is a quote, "Do not cease seeking day or night until you find the mysteries of the kingdom of light." Do not cease seeking until you will find the one who can reveal you all the mysteries. Because the mind is deceptive. The mind is arrogant. And even our inner experiences are not the ultimate validation of our attainment or liberation, because Lord Kal Niranjan has set mirror planes of higher regions to keep the souls bound. Even though they realize non-duality, they see the light of awareness of the source of our universe, but the souls are bound in the mirror realms. Even though they experience a certain sense of freedom and seemingly they can validate that, yes, I can see this, I experience that, but that is a mirror trap. And who will guide the souls into the true freedom? Who will free them from the lords of karma? To receive initiation from a Sadguru is to awaken the soul to its true divine heritage, not a fantasy, not a cloud number 9, not a la la land or the new age heaven, to the true divine heritage. At the time of initiation, at the time of Divine Marga Initiation, the Master takes charge of disciples' karma, ensuring that the path is clear for progress. Without initiation, your soul is subject to the lords of karma. The soul has a karmic lot that is filled, and the lords of karma, either at the time of death, of passing of the body, review this lot of karma, or if a spiritual progress is made to a certain extent, the lords of karma have a universal intelligence, we could say like a universal karma AI, where they automatically assign the soul its next lot of progress, next incarnation. Even when the soul is on the spiritual path, it is still quite an automated process. For the wheels of time, for the wheels of ages keep spinning and spinning for eons, for yugas. But when the soul receives initiation from a Sadguru, the karmic responsibility becomes reassigned from automation and lords of karma to be managed by the Sadguru. This becomes the biggest, most important event for the soul in many ages. We could say it is a real birthday for the soul. It becomes reconnected to its divine heritage. Because the soul needs to travel through 8.4 million life forms in order to reach a human life. Within the human kingdom, the soul goes round and round until it becomes ripened for a spiritual progress. And in the human kingdom, for the soul to be initiated is as rare as finding a needle in a haystack. Therefore, it is quite remarkable that among countless billions of humans inhabiting our planet, just a small number of individuals at any point in time are prepared for divine initiation. Initiation is granted for those who are ready to receive this special gift. One of the signs of readiness is intense longing to meet the Supreme God in one's lifetime. This, we could say, is the first and foremost qualification for initiation. The soul realizes through many attempts of freedom, even through multitudes of spiritual experiences because many of our students have met many gurus of various paths. We have students who have hosted gurus in their living rooms in their early days, very famous teachers. We have students who have been on a spiritual path for 40, 50 years and literally have traveled all around the world, have met many teachers from different lineages. They have attained already high levels of consciousness, and when they come to Divine Marga, they realize that a true liberation is possible. Something within them can see that and know that. If a person adopts a spiritual teacher and having faith in him or her, receiving initiation, the teacher will take him step by step to the Adi plane, Anamidesh and beyond, the highest divine region. Initiation is the beginning of the true liberation process. It requires two parties to do their role, their responsibility. On the inner planes, although this body, this physical form is small and limited, but on the inner planes is where the real work is happening. Even if we don't meet physically or virtually or one-on-one, the work still happens on the inner planes. So there's a saying that if the disciple takes one step, God and Sadguru will take 99 steps on the inner planes for your liberation. But on your part, you also must take that one step, because initiation without meditation, without your sincere practice, is like a lamp without the oil. A Sadguru lights the spark, but the disciple must keep the flame burning. So it is a relationship of mutual commitment. While the teacher vows to guide and protect the soul, the initiate commits to follow the spiritual path with dedication and sincerity. Sometimes, yes, things happen in life, but it is known that after initiation, it will take up to 3 lifetimes for the soul to reach liberation. If a person receives initiation, but due to circumstances drops out of spiritual practice or passes away suddenly, the progress will still continue in next life, because that soul is initiated. It will not be left to the lords of karma, to the wheels of time. Initiation is a profound commitment to your own soul's highest journey through liberation. Initiation offers protection, guidance, support by the divine beings on the inner planes, and the unwavering care of the teacher. So, what are the specific requirements of Divine Marga initiation? I receive many emails saying, I want initiation now, can we meet and do it? Can you initiate me to bhakti yoga? Can you initiate me to some other path? It is important to understand what is Divine Marga Initiation, the sacredness of it, the value, the importance, and the requirements of initiation, because it's not given to anyone who comes along without knowing what it is all about. Because at the time of initiation, the soul is not only connected with the Divine Masters, but the soul also becomes attuned, aligned, and immersed into the divine light sound stream, known as Shabd, as the unstruck sound, as the word of God. During the time of initiation, during this special ceremony, we also open the appropriate nadis so that you can open to the divine light, to the divine sound. You receive specific attunements, activations. For example, attunements of jnana, which is becoming more known in the world these days. A path of discernment, inquiry. But you also receive attunements of bhakti for your heart. All the nadis that connect the heart to bhakti. You receive attunements of mantra path, so that the mantras that you will receive become activated and charged. They are no longer random sounds. You receive attunements of Raja, the inner plane discernment. You receive many more sacred gifts that are granted during this special ceremony. And this special ceremony is conducted usually at the retreat, physical retreat, where we gather all together, where we go through a process of preparation. So for those who send me emails and say, can I get initiation next week? No, you have to prepare. You have to be ready. You have to be fully informed what it entails. And we do this in a group setting because of its sacredness, because of the specialness. We take a few days to prepare for initiation. And then we have a special ceremony where everybody receives all the attunements, all the alignments, explanation, and the appropriate meditation practices. Now, what are the requirements? It is important to be familiar with Divine Marga. Ideally, for about 3 months, to give some time to familiarize, browse through the website, understand all the key principles, ideally attending satsang for 3 months so that you will already have met us, myself and Leon, Premananda, that you have already meditated with us for a while. This already prepares you. This is your homework. beginning to know what this is all about. It is good if you would have attended the retreat, because you would know us even better. If you can't for any reason, at least a few months of satsang is important. Watching key videos, reading our books, if possible, even having one-on-one meetings, if possible. So this assures familiarity of what is Divine Marga. Because I receive an email asking, can you initiate me into the Sikh tradition? Well, go to the Sikh tradition there, ask for their initiation. If you come to Divine Marga, you have to understand what is the difference between what we do and what other religions or spiritual paths do. Now, certain virtues are important as your inner intention. We understand that it is a process of your transformation, but as long as you have the inner intention to become more compassionate, to become more honest, self-caring, self-reflective, disciplined, to become more pure in your mind, emotions, and body, it's the inner intention that is necessary. It is important to accept the present situation in your life, whatever it is, and also to have that intention of contentment, no matter how much or how little you have. Because if you come to us in desperation that we will improve your life and suddenly you'll become wealthy and healthy and so on, again, you do not understand what is initiation for your soul. Then I would recommend you to go to some life coaching, some wealth management workshops. Divine Marga is much more than that. Intention to have discernment of reality from unreality. Intention to have detachment from the worldly attachments, greed, lust, anger, judgment, materialism. Materialism has its own place, but if you are attached to it, you are ruled within by certain forces that will keep interfering on your path. Although if you have intention to work on it, then yes, we can help. To strive for assets of control of your mind, control of your senses, body, having faith, having endurance in the face of hardship, having some indifference to religious rituals, and to be able to sit for meditation is important. Intense longing for liberation is a sign of maturity, readiness. Longing, yearning for freedom. Intention of non-harmfulness in your thoughts, words, and deeds. Refraining from judgments, gossiping, possessiveness. Another important one is to refrain from alcohol because it lowers your spirit, It hinders your spiritual progress. Drugs, shamanic plant medicine, tobacco, cannabis. If you do any of those things, to receive initiation, we will ask you for at least a few months not to do those things, because you have to be pure to a certain extent on the inner planes for us to meet you and to start helping you. In a practical sense, if you didn't have a shower and you didn't wash your clothes and you come to us smelly and dirty, it's not a nice meeting. It's not a respectful meeting. At least have a shower, do your laundry, tidy up, show that you care. Abstinence from eating meat, vegetarian diet. Now, we received previously some questions from our students that they truly want initiation. They've done all preparations, but in the diet, they're struggling. That is okay, as long as you have intention to change your diet in the next 3-6 months. Because if you continue consuming dead flesh, which has been slayed in pain and suffering, you're accumulating more karma, more dirt for your soul. And then you're asking us to remove the dirt from your soul. This again is disrespectful from a higher plane of existence. But if you have strong intention to clean up and to stop adding more karma, and then you ask us to take over your karma, then yes, we will grant you initiation. But if you continue eating meat, doing drugs, being dirty, adding more karma to yourself, then we cannot commit to you to clean it all up for you. So you need to be self-responsible. Wise use of sexual energy is important. It is sacred. And of course, we do not ask you to be celibate. But if you are in a relationship, if you are married, a wise use of this sacred ritual with your partner and a deeper understanding of your biology and karma is important. So that's why we say wise use of it is important. So you can see by now that these are sensible requirements. We're not asking too much, but we need a balance. If you want to be taken care of, if you want us to take care of your karma, if you have certain issues or troubles with any of these requirements, you can let us know by sending an email and we will address them. But the key message is your intention to improve, not to add more karma and make our life more complex. To participate in this beautiful process of freeing yourself, of liberation of your soul, your spirit, from millions of past incarnations. 8.4 million incarnations just to become a human being, to receive a physical form of a human being. and then many, many more cycles of 25,000 years of human incarnations to become spiritually ready. So for those of you who are listening, you are very privileged. You are very special souls. Understanding of karmic principles is necessary. You can go on Divine Marga website, open glossary in the About section, so you start to understand the different types of karma. You start to understand what binds your soul, how your soul gets bound. And then what we will do to unbind it. Again, we receive many people coming from different walks of life, and some of them simply want self-realization, but then they see that it is not complete process. Yes, we will help you to attain full consciousness, but at Divine Marga, in the process of attaining full consciousness, we will also start assisting you to align you to the divine path. This is the big difference between Divine Marga and other non-dual paths. We consider your wholeness of your being, every aspect of your being, every form of consciousness of your being. We receive students from other teachers, but then they realize how special Divine Marga is, that we can take that soul way beyond that benchmark of self-realization. To have a bit of clarity about this aspect, you can look at the web page. There is a menu called Soul, and then you will see a page called Soul Advancement, where we explain in more detail of the progress available beyond self-realization. So therefore, these requirements to receive initiation, they are for your own benefit. They are for the benefit that you don't accumulate more karma, and therefore you're the benefit of the soul, and to begin to understand the sacredness of initiation process. What follows after the initiation? You receive mantras that you will work with. You receive certain practices of meditation that will start to lessen your karma, to burn it off. At some point, when you progress a bit further on your spiritual path, you will receive your unique, absolutely unique soul seed mantra. We give this very advanced technique and absolutely unique mantra for your soul when you reach the divine love level of consciousness. Now, this is very doable because we have probably around 50 people who are at that level already, more or less, who have received the divine soul seed mantra already. So yes, this is doable. If 50 people can do this in our community, then one day you can do that too. A lot depends on you. If you do your part, we will do 99 steps of our part on the inner planes. So after initiation, your soul is aligned, is initiated into the divine light sound stream, the Shabd, the unstruck sound, the Holy Spirit, the Word of God. And then we go through the process, liberating you from Pinda, liberating you from Anda, subtle regions, liberating your soul. I use the word liberating, not giving you some experiences, not showing you some meditation experiences of, oh, these are your chakras, and have a look at some other planet somewhere else, the typical New Age experiences. Yes, we will explain you many things, but we will help you to liberate your soul, to complete the karma. Not to give you certain experiences, but to clear the karma. This is much more difficult, much more complex. Then there is Brahmanda, the cosmic regions, Brahma Jyoti, the ocean of universes, material universes, and the light that sustains them all. Very few yoga masters become liberated at that region. Parbrahmanda is even more rare abode, that someone would have ventured into it, that someone would be teaching from it, and let alone be liberated from it. And ultimately, reaching the divine abode, where your soul is fully returned from creation, from all the sources of lights, of dualities and non-dualities, free from all of it, the soul, not an experience that is easy to get, but free from it all, from many lights that sustain many universes, many regions of existence. Once we reach that stage, the advancement continues with the soul and with the spirit, because there are multiple divine paths, and your spirit is excited and it's longing to free itself and to advance itself, to further explore the higher divine regions. In the coming years, we will expand in great detail about these absolutely amazing, unspeakable love and bliss and beauty of these divine regions and the divine paths within those regions. Humanity knows of few paths. Some lineages, they know of the regions, but there are various ways to cross them. Unspeakable beauty, love and bliss, beyond anything in compare. So this is what follows after initiation.